Losing weight, gaining muscle, changing yourself in any way can be powerfully challenging in many different ways. And one of the most difficult, but the most important aspect of this transformation is self-acceptance. Let's get into that a bit. I'm Kadrick Olson, author of Runes for Transformation, founder of Galdercraft, and for the past few years, I've been undergoing a dramatic body transformation of my own, and I've learned some various things along the way that I hope help you as you're trying to change yourself in your world. Now, earlier this week, I actually made a bit of post about self-acceptance and how important that is, and I got some good response on that, so I thought it was a good idea that I delve a bit more into detail on what that is, and I'm going to include some of my own personal journey in this transformation process that I'm going. First, I want to challenge you with an assumption. This is an assumption that has helped me in many different ways, and this is you are perfect for who you need to be right here, right now, and perfection is an ongoing process. I know this is going to be a bit challenging. I'll explain why. Because the choices that you have made that led you to this point were the only ones that you could have made at that time. Now, I know what you're saying. I look back, I would have made different choices. I would have thought differently. I would have acted differently. You're right. The person you are today learned from the person you were then, and you, who you are now, would have made different decisions. And so, going forward, you can make those different decisions, and you probably already are. And that's what I mean by perfection is an ongoing process. We learn from who we were to who we are so that we can become who we want to be. This is learning from our mistakes and improving our world as we go on with them. For example, I was always big. I remember looking back to photographs when I was in kindergarten and I was obese then. Maybe not fat, but obese. I was big. And I got teased for it by all the little kids, by all the other little people that were there. And I mean little because I was tall, I was robust, I was very stout and strong. And to me, because I was teased horrendously for that one, I thought I was fat. And so I said, screw you. This is it. I'm done. I'm just going to let myself go and prove to them they were right. I was fat and I got fat. I got really big. I let myself go. I lost weight for a while, gained it all back and then more. You probably heard the whole yo-yo diet thing. I've done it all. What changed is I sat down with my doctor and I had a good discussion about BMI, body composition, body fat percentages, and had a very interesting revelation. She told me, given my body size, my mass, my skeletal structure, my muscle mass, yeah. Give me the shit about being big bone. Fine, I don't care. And she told me that even if I reached 10% body fat, the BMI chart would still say I was morbidly obese, that I would never in my life be less than 200 pounds, probably 230 to 250 pounds. Really? This is hugely obese to most of the people in the world. And if I'd known that when I was a teenager, if I'd known that when I was younger, that yeah, I'm big, so what? Screw you people. I would have made totally different choices about my lifestyle, about my eating, about my exercise habits. But when I found out that she told me that even if I was at 10% body fat, she would have to write a note to the insurance company if I wanted supplemental insurance to say, no, I had 10% body fat. I had 15% body fat. That I am not morbidly obese, despite what the BMI chart says, but despite how I might look to the rest of the world that I was fat. I was actually at a healthy weight. I'm not there yet. I'm still working my way there. But damn it, I wish I'd known that earlier. That changed my life right then and there, knowing that no matter how much weight I lost, how much fat off of my body, I would still be morbidly obese. Eye-opening. And so I set on a huge journey to improve my eating, to exercise regularly, and I have come a long way in this transformation. And I still have some ways to go, but you know what? I'm still not there. So when I go look in the mirror, I don't recognize myself. And I still will go days, if not weeks, of not looking at myself in the mirror, not recognizing the transformation and the step I'm on. Because when I do, I can get to be too critical about what I see in that mirror. And I do notice those weeks, I weigh myself weekly. I do notice those weeks where I am too critical. I actually lose some gains in the gym. I really do. And even the scale has been known to go up. And if I can go weeks at a time looking at myself in the mirror and going, geez, look at this, look at this, look at this. How far did you go? How far do you have to go? I lose gains in the gym. The scale plateaus. It's really, really weird. And then I know I have to stop. I have to check in. I have to do my self work. I have to do my self work internally. I remind myself of the decisions that I made in the past, why I did those decisions, and why I chose to change things. I remind myself of the good things that I'm doing now for myself and the progress that I've made. And I do look at how much further I've got to go, right? And I remind myself, more importantly, this is important to me, how many people I've already helped and how many more people need to hear what I'm going through and how many more people need my help, that need me. Now, this work, this self-acceptance, changes my belief about who I am and what I'm doing. It changes my beliefs about myself. It changes my attitude. And what's really weird is when I do this self-acceptance work, I can actually start putting more plates back on the bar in the gym. The scale starts creeping in the right direction. This tells me that self-acceptance is the most important part of any self-transformation work ever. Because when I'm too self-critical, when I'm doubting what I'm doing, when I'm hating how far I've let myself go and what work I'm doing, or if I get frustrated that I'm not going fast enough, I zero out. But I stop. That's my time to do self-work. That's time to work inwards, accept who I am. Everything starts working in the right direction. It's almost like magic. So, if you have changes that you want to make in your life, start now. You start by accepting who and what you are right now. It's okay. The person that you are now is a product of who you were. And those are the only choices you could have made that led you to this point right here and now. And you've learned from them. You grow from them so that you can become a different person. And you do that by looking at the positives that you've gained, the positive choices that you've made, and you accept the road of work ahead of you. I know it seems weird, but it's true. The more you accept yourself, who you are here and now, and what you're doing, the easier it gets to become who you really want to be. If you don't believe me, that's fine, because it's really weird. But try it for yourself. Test it out. Just take a few days this week. Do some self-acceptance, do some inner work, and see how it works for you. And let me know how it goes. I'm curious. Thank you, and hail to you.